Buenos Dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a torta with some bad habits. Bye, bye. Two tortas in particular. Let's get to it. Welcome back to the channel. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you do that. Put your notification bell on all. So that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that I stay kicking. You like how I cleaned that up? I had to cough, so I just blended it in. They call me the blender. I can make it happen, homie. Orale, milkshake. My milkshake will bring all the hyenas to the yard. And they're like, damn, it's longer than his. And that's just what it is. Anyways, I'm very humbled by your support, and I appreciate it. Let's get to the content, man. Look, I don't talk biker business on my channel too much, right? I have done biker videos in the past. I have spoken on the biker situation, but when you find two non-bikers portraying or trying to be outlaw motorcycle club members, man, this shit takes the cake. So there's two individuals, twins. They're actually twin brothers. Both of them have exactly the same features, exactly the same beard, and exactly the same hairline. It's built that way, right? Their shit is blown backwards. Their shit is blown out like a head gasket. Let me tell you something about these guys. I watch these guys. They always pop up. I don't know why. It's not like I fucking like riding motorcycles, right? But they always pop up on my TikTok. And these guys are constantly bashing, disrespecting the outlaw motorcycle community, the one percenters. I've never seen anybody in my lifetime disrespect the Mongols, the Hells Angels, the Banditos, the Vagos, all these one percenter clubs as much as these two individuals. These dudes, hey, if there was a word brave, there'd be fucking pictures of them going like this. These guys are crazy. These two brothers sit in their garage with a broke down motorcycle and a fucked up ass Ford pickup truck and just bash and constantly and continually antagonize and disrespect these motorcycle clubs. Now, I come from an era where motorcycle clubs were very well respected. They still are. You know, you didn't breathe the Hells Angels out your fucking mouth unless it was some serious business. You didn't disrespect nor talk about the Mongols unless you were ready to put up or shut up. Okay, that's just the way it was. But these guys right here, these outlaw twin brothers, now these guys are different. For some reason, for some odd, peculiar reason, these individuals feel that they could sit back behind social media and consistently disrespect these clubs. Now, I don't know what these guys are thinking, and I don't know who they are, but I'm going to tell you right now, from my perspective, them's boys the feds. Them boys are antagonized. They either are or work for the feds. They are Adam 22 and Vlad the Impaler. Them guys right there are definitely two guys that have chosen the route of trying to set up these motorcycle clubs. And I'm very happy that these motorcycle clubs know the get down. They've realized it. They've already peeped the scene and peeped the game. See, these are not very these two dudes are not very intelligent. Whether they're law enforcement or not, or they're working with law enforcement to entrap these motorcycle clubs, what is the reasoning behind it? I think the clubs do enough business and enough is put out there that they don't need these two idiots constantly disrespecting them and trying to get their brothers caught up, because that's what ultimately is going to happen. See, if I know bikers like I know bikers, and believe me, my father rode with bikers. My tios kicked it with Hells Angels. You know, I've met Hells Angels in my life. Mongols. I got a friend that's a San Jose Mongol from the San Jose chapter. So I know kind of what these clubs, their get down is. Now, I've never been to their church. I don't know the insides and the outsides of their rules and regulations, but I can tell you they're not the type of people to be fucked with. Most of them are 9-to-5ers. Most of these clubs, these guys own their own businesses. They're just working. They ride with their brothers in their club and they do club business. But there are some outlaws. There are some individuals that are actually in the game, and they try to keep that distant from the club and quietly as is kept away from anyone else's business. But these two fucking 1,000%ers, or whatever you want to call them, these two trisexuals are literally sitting there in a fucked up dusty garage disrespecting these clubs. Now, they were talking about Sturgis a while back. And if you know, Sturgis is an annual event that happens, and where a lot of biker clubs, and it's the who's who of who the fuck are they, show up, show off their motorcycles. There's tattooing going on. There's plenty of women, plenty of drinking, plenty of doing drugs, plenty of bar fights, plenty of everything that encompasses a biker's life, right? So you know damn for well for sure the Hells Angels are going to pull up there. They haven't missed Sturgis since the creation of it, right? Hells Angels are a dominant presence there at Sturgis all the time. They are felt. They are known to be there. That is their stomping ground. They go. Well, these two idiots, these moronic morons, these two twins, the Outlaw twins, right? That they allegedly are from an outlaw MC, right? They're not from the original Outlaw MC, but they started their own thing, the Outlaw Brotherhood, right? It's two fucking chiruhus fucking hugging on each other. They are the island boys of the biker community. And they have decided, or they were speaking on, that they were going to go to Sturgis. Now, you had to think or thunk, what in their right mind will possess these two idiots, after all the disrespect they've done to the Hells Angels, Mongols, and several other clubs, to pull up to Sturgis? You have to be fools, right? Well, fools they are. They did a foolish thing like pulling up to Sturgis. The balls on these men, which only leads me to believe that they are involved with law enforcement, because these guys got balls of steel. These guys were on the strip right there in Sturgis and didn't take long to get spotted. After every disrespectful comment, and I mean, I can't even elaborate on what these guys say because they say it so genuinely and eloquently, right? And at the same time, foolishly. These guys decided to pull up to Sturgis. They did that. Can't deny it. Can't take it away from them. These two idiots did that. They went to Sturgis, and it didn't take long for them to be spotted by guess who? Guess who? That's right, the mighty Hells Angels. Okay? The red and white. I'll support you. Support the Mongols too. I'll support all bikers, right? But got a lot of respect for the bikers because they helped my family out when we were in need, when we were younger, when my father called upon them. So I'll be forever indebted, man. Thank you guys. Your communities are pura. 10-5 a key. Now, these guys are sitting there at Sturgis and they get spotted by the Hells Angels and the Hells Angels Colorado chapter. And as these Hells Angels started to approach these guys, I seen the video. It looked like for sure there was going to be a whole lot of biker ass kicking going on around there. Two fake ones getting their ass kicked by a whole bunch of real ones. And I say real, not loosely. I say real for reals because these were real bikers with their cuts, their three-piece patches, their bottom rockers, their top rockers. They were there doing their thing. And they spotted these guys, and these guys were got. So what did these guys do? Well, in a PC fashion, one of them pulls out a little 22 and starts waving it, and the other one's gesturing, shooting, like they're going to shoot somebody or something. And that didn't stop these Hells Angels. These Hells Angels still approached cautiously, but they approached. And as they started to get bigger in numbers and approach, of course, the officers pulled up, the officers of the law, which backed the Hells Angels up, and they literally escorted these two guys away. Now, if these guys just pulled a weapon out on, I don't care if you're protecting yourself and you pull a weapon out in public, in a place like Sturgis, in front of a million fucking cops, don't you think they would have been arrested? Don't you think they would have been apprehended? Don't you think that gun would have been taken from them? Instead, they were merely told, put the gun back in your pocket and let us escort you. They escorted them around the corner, to which they were drinking coffee, eating donuts, and having a great jolly conversation. Look, this is my PSA to all biker clubs out there that know about these dudes, and I know you do because I'm sure they've hit your radar. Leave these two individuals alone. These two individuals are law enforcement, or they're working on an entrapment case to get the bikers entrapped. Now, I don't understand why, though. What's this big kick? What do they get out of it? You know, I've been seeing social media utilized by law enforcement a lot lately. They're starting to ingrain themselves. They're starting to become part of the community, undercover, to get people talking about crimes and situations they shouldn't. They meddle in people's business and go as far as disrespecting them to get the people all riled up, so that way you'll say something or show something on camera that you're basically not supposed to have. It's a smart way of doing policing, but at the same time, those who have been doing this YouTubing and the social media should recognize it, because game recognizes a whole lot of game. Now, these two outlaw twins didn't just bust up out of nowhere disrespecting, but they came right in front of everyone's face doing it behind the screen. There was a situation where they were disrespecting the Mongols to the point that Mooch, who is an ex-Mongol president, issued a challenge to these twins for some good old one-on-one twin violence, or two-on-two twin violence. Him and his brother versus these two outlaw twins, to which the outlaw twins said they would, but never pulled up. stopped speaking on it, basically bowed out and cowered out. Well, of course, they're not going to pull up to fight because they're law enforcement officers or they work with them. They are not allowed to do that. But they could do a lot of bumping baking soda breath over social media. And that is exactly what these guys are doing. These guys are very lucky that law enforcement is watching them as closely as they are, because if them Hells Angels really wanted to set it off, they could have set it off with the cops and everyone. Of course, the reputation of the Hells Angels is they're rough, rugged, and raw, right? But they're not stupid. That's never been the case. So these two guys that are antagonizing them and disrespecting them, I would take with a grain of salt. Now, I'm not here to tell bikers what to do or how to do it because they already know correctly how to do that. But I am here to tell you guys wholeheartedly, them guys is the po-pos. Them guys are doing the po-po's job. Them guys wouldn't laugh and smile and disrespect the way they do if they didn't feel comfortable. Okay, one thing I know about the biker community is they don't tolerate disrespect to their clubhouse. They don't tolerate disrespect to their old ladies, their families, and most definitely they're not going to get ridiculed or made fun of by two fucking illegitimate twins in a dusty ass garage with a broke down barbecue pit and a fucking Ford F950, right? That doesn't work. It's just not going to happen. So I think they're hip to the skip. They understand that these guys, their cuts are fake. Their bike riding is fake, that they're not going to do nothing to the Mongols or any of these other clubs. And I believe these clubs shouldn't do anything to them either because you will get caught up. Now, there's a lot of people making content on it. Damn, these dudes got balls. They really did that. Well, of course. Did you see how many law enforcement? If you watch the video, you can watch it on TikTok. It's all over Instagram. I don't want to repost it because I want to get hit for using reused content, but it's out there, right? And I felt that I should elaborate on the situation and say, I've been in plenty of situations where you're outnumbered. You're outgunned, you're outmanned, and you just got to take it. You know what I'm saying? If you disrespected, if you have the balls to pull up, to which these guys did, which is phenomenal, because these guys, like I said, are the island boys of the biker community. These guys, I don't even consider them part of the biker community. They're just antagonizers of the boxing community, or the biking community, bikers. I said boxing community. The only antagonizer of the boxing community is Turkey Al-Sheikh, who antagonizes everyone to get that bag and then put up a stupid fight. But we won't go there. These guys are crazy. The Outlaw twins, right? Just like the island boys who disrespect people constantly and have went all the way to the point of kissing and hugging on each other. Two twin brothers. These guys are pretty much in the same boat. They're going to be licking tailpipe probably in the next couple months. You know, they almost were licking asphalt right there at Sturgis, but the officers intervened and helped them. Now, if you've seen the full video, you'll see them literally going around the corner and fraternizing with the guys and laughing and drinking coffee. True stories. Then they put up a video claiming to still be in Sturgis and disrespecting the Hells Angels once again. These guys are phenomenal in their thinking. I don't know if they're just inbred or stupid or inbred, but they're kind of both, because what they're doing, I've never seen any other man do. You know, the Mongols and the Hells Angels and the Gypsy Jokers and the Banditos and Outlaws and all these different groups, these biker clubs, they've always been very well respected, feared to a certain point, right? People always fear the unknown, and there's not a lot of people that ingrain themselves or get involved in the biker community. You're it. If not, you're on the outside looking in, right? They do these rallies for the public and the community. Man, I have been to some of their toy drives, and I've been to some of the things that they've done in the community when I was in that area, and I respect it. I respect the get down, man. There's no shenanigans, no disrespect, no fighting, no bullshit. It's all love and respect for the community. So bikers that get this bad image and everyone thinks, oh man, they're mythical creatures like unicorns. You rarely see them. Yeah, you don't see them on the freeway as much as you used to maybe back in the 80s and 90s, but they're still out there. They're doing their thing. And the disrespect that they're getting from these guys is phenomenal. I thought this was only happening in the Mexican, the raza community, the black community, all these cyber warriors, all these people talking shit. But it happens in every community, obviously. Now, even in the biker community, these two fucking dudes that pulled up to Sturgis, not even on motorcycles, but in a truck, right? Who pulls up to Sturgis, unless you're an old-ass man and an old lady retired, or you're bringing the homies' bikes, who pulls up in a fucking truck with a patch on, in cuts? How the fuck are you going to wear a chaleco and be driving around in a truck? Unless you fucking hurt your bottom of your feet, you should be on that Ripper, brother. You should be on that big old Vikla, that bike, brother, right? But these two hardcore outlaw brothers fucking club I guess they're a car club with the, I don't know. That's why I call them the trisexuals. I think they drive those tri-wheelers. I don't know what they are, but what they are is very disrespectful, and they got very lucky they didn't get touched. Anyways, let me know what you think. If you're involved in the biker community or you just want to talk about it, leave a comment, man. Let me know. This shit is new to me. You know what I'm saying? I've been around bikers. I've talked to bikers like Little Dave. That's a fact. I've talked to other very well-known bikers in the biker community, right? And none of them presented themselves like these two clowns, and none of them disrespected. Even Little Dave, when I did do the interview with him and I did talk to him back in the days, right? Even at that point, did he not ever have a disrespectful word to say about his brothers, his past club, anything like that? He was always professional and kept it real. Now, all his status of being a rat or whatever, that I don't know anything about that. But I know as far as the conversation we had, he was one of the most respectful individuals I've ever talked to with a lot of professionalism, right? Even in the time of what was going on with them, it was all bad. So I've talked to fucking well-known bikers, right? And I've gotten to run down on certain things that he could tell me, most things he wouldn't, right? But as far as these two dudes, they think they know everything, and they, for some reason, think they can disrespect these clubs. Never seen it happen before. I'm gonna tell you right now, if that ain't a cops get down, I don't know what is, because the only ones walking around feeling safe like that are those that are protected by the boys in blue, or they are in fact the boys in blue. Let me know what you think. With that being said, thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's gonna be the head that wears the crown. I'm gonna continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what you truly believe in and what I truly believe in, and that's the betterment of all people. This is the gun. Bang bang.